Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Hello. What is up, family? You know the deal. This is Hunter Klein bringing you this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. Things are going swell, or as good as they could be. All right. It's been an interesting week. Once again, the weather here in Arizona is not as you would suspect. Okay. It's a little cold right now. And after living in this wasteland of heat for almost 2 years now, your body adjusts. All right. And this isn't just some pseudoscience, some bro science that people come up with, but your body does adjust. All right. Things change. You lose all your adaptability to the cold. And god damn, does it hit hard, family. It hits hard. But we're getting through. Yesterday, it rained for the first time in who knows how long. And when it rains here, it's a lot similar to the first snow in the Midwest or the snow in Texas, right? It's prized. And that smell, guys, that smell of that rain was incredibly beautiful for me to experience because it's been so long. Coming from a place like Nebraska, where that is every week thing. You know, I forgot how beautiful that smell of that rain is. Right? I don't know what it is exactly, but goddamn did it hit hard. Guys, it's been a beautiful, tired week for me. Again, these things that we talked about last week aren't really changing. Right? So many times, especially near the end of the week, I'm so damn tired when I get home that there's really no leisure. I'm not going to sit down at my computer. I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm too fucking tired. I'm not really in the mood. As soon as I get home, I'm laying my head on the pillow and we're out on to the next one. All right. Well, I had a flashback today this morning. How beautiful was it when you were a kid? How beautiful was it when your parents used to leave you at home for the weekend? Leave you at home on a Friday night. You get back from school. Guys, this was the experience of a lifetime for me. Right? There's not a lot in my life that really gets me going like this used to. Right? The parents are going out, they're going out of town. Maybe they're going down to the metro, 2 hours out of your home. And you're just jazzed. You got the place to yourself. You're not going to throw a party yet. We're not at that stage yet. I'm talking like 15, 16 years old. For me, guys, I'd go down to the store, go down to the grocery store, get a Mountain Dew, get a fucking liter of ice cream, and just rot away at the PlayStation until 4 a.m. It just felt beautiful. It felt freeing, guys. This week, I saw a Lambo with someone's Instagram tag on it, guys. And if this isn't the staple image of Scottsdale, Arizona, I don't know what is. Right? I've well documented my journey and my relationship with the materialism that is in this area. Which shouldn't come as a surprise. This is kind of a safe haven for extremely wealthy people. And Lamborghinis and Audi i8s riddle the road. But this was a new level for me, guys. First off, when we talk about luxury vehicles, right, there's a lot of options out there, and a Lambo screams a fucking off the rails young man trying to flex his money. Absolutely. You could go with a higher class BMW, which to me says a little bit more, hey, I'm classy. All right. But a Lambo is more like, hey, check out how much money I have. There's nothing against that. I'm not throwing disrespect to anybody out there that has a Lamborghini. I'm not saying I would never purchase one if I had the money, But I am saying that if you have a Lamborghini and you put your Instagram tag on it at Nolan201, that is a red flag, friend. All right. I am not interested in hearing your story. I do not care how you got that money, because that is absolutely degenerate, guys. It is absolutely degenerate. When I see an Instagram tag on an expensive car like that, I just see someone completely feeding in to all the problems that are in 2021 in regards to social media and wealth, right? I didn't bother going to this Instagram. I didn't bother going to this tag, but I am almost positive if he is branding it on a Lambo that it is centered around wealth and his rocker lifestyle. And I just don't support that at all, guys. I just don't support that. And I saw that. And this guy wasn't casually driving it, right? He was driving it exactly how you would suspect, just revving the fucking engine at every stop. There's a chick in the passenger seat. It's just disheartening to see, guys. And once again, you don't get stuff like this in other parts of the country. So I am still trying to wrestle with this idea of, do I want to continue spending time past my education in this area, especially because, I am making some big decisions in regards to what's my next step at the end of this year. Do I want to go to a more relaxed place? Is that the place for me? Right? Do I want to be in a place where materialism isn't at the helm? Do I want to go to a relatively smaller town in Texas? Do I want to move to Utah? Do I want to get out of an area where this chase for dollar signs is really one of the biggest focuses and pinnacles of the community? And unfortunately, that's true. Unfortunately, that's true just because of how beautiful it is here, how luxurious the environment is, and how close we are to areas of great wealth, like Las Vegas and California. So it's just something that's constantly on my mind. I saw an article this week, guys, of it was exemplifying the idea of GMO freaks. When I say GMO freaks, I mean people that when they go to the grocery store are absolutely obsessed with getting non-GMO foods, right? When I talk about GMO freaks, I'm talking about people that jump on this bandwagon that know nothing about GMO, genetically modified organisms, and just want to be on this woke, this healthy, this apparently wealthy bandwagon that, I don't eat GMO foods. Right? I don't know GMO. I don't eat GMO foods. I'm all natural. I'm all organic. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to give you a little intro on to GMO foods and why I think this perspective is extremely stupid. First things first, there's no sign whatsoever that GMO foods affect your health negatively, okay? No facts at all. If there are, they're pseudoscience. They're not well backed. There's just no viability in it, okay? So GMO foods are not unhealthy, right? They're just genetically modified. We literally just change the code of life to get some characteristics that we need to be exemplified, to be overly expressed in the organism. Here's the deal. We have damn near 8 billion people on this earth. If we did not have GMO foods, we would not have enough food to feed all these people on our planet, guys. Corn is GMO modified, so we can grow it to the extent we can in places like Nebraska and Iowa in the Midwest. Okay, we need GMO so we can protect against diseases, protect against certain weather phenomena, and so on, guys. GMO strawberries. Guys, strawberries are not supposed to be that large. If you have ever seen a non-GMO strawberry, it is a sad sight, friends. They are so small, it is hilarious, okay? If we did not have genetically modified strawberries, we would be starving to death, friends, okay? Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but the comparison between GMO strawberries and non-GMO strawberries is hilarious. And this comparison can be drawn across the board. Okay. So GMO, genetically modifying organisms and expressing the traits that we need is essential to feed the insanely large human population we have on this planet right now. Okay. It's just don't it's one of these things that people fall onto the bandwagon with. One of these things that people just fall in line. The new trend, the woke culture, the organic foods. They want to be able to say no, I don't eat genetically modified organisms. Guys, the future is only getting more towards this. Okay? We are going to need to genetically modify organisms. For example, bananas. I saw a video. While you can, guys, you need to snag every banana you can because it's very possible that within the next couple of years, they're going to be completely wiped out. I'm not kidding here. This isn't an exaggeration. The bananas that we eat in our grocery store have a fungus that is spreading across the earth, and this has already happened before, and we had to switch the species that we used. They're completely getting wiped out. Farms across the world are just getting destroyed by this. And very soon they're not going to be available. In order for us to continue eating something as simple as bananas, we're going to need to go in and change the genetic code so we can get past this fungus that's absolutely destroying the crops. Is there anything wrong with that? No. Is there any chemicals in the food? No. We're literally changing the genes, the code of life. So that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. There's no chemicals on these foods. There's no harsh pesticides that have to be used. There probably is pesticides used in their growing, but as far as the buzzword that everyone likes to throw around, GMO, there's nothing bad about it, and we absolutely need it to feed this monster species we have, okay? Random fact, no one asked, but really, what are we doing here if we're not answering these random ass questions? Another thing that I ran into this week, guys, is the idea of hate speech. The idea of hate speech. And hate speech is your own or our perspective of speech that is degrading and mean. And it's really, really a buzzword for social media right now. Right? Twitter bans hate speech. Twitter bans users using hate speech. Okay, and here's the problem with this topic. Everyone agrees with banning the bad guys. Everyone agrees with banning hate speech from speaking their mind and destroying people's lives, destroying people's mental, until you're the bad guy. Until you're the guy that people accuse of using hate speech. The problem is when you give the government, when you give social media moguls the ability to ban hate speech, it's totally out of your control. All right. Because hate speech is not, it's objective. Right. For example, if we all agree right now, if you're someone who, let's say, for example, supports Joe Biden, and the people from the Republicans are saying ridiculous stuff, harmful stuff, and it just tears you apart. It enrages you. It's very easy for you to say, yeah, we should shut these people up. They're being rude. They're being hateful. Their opinion isn't doing much for us. Let's mute them. Let's mute them. This is hate speech in my eyes. Let's mute them. All right, and this is awesome for you right now. But the problem is, who is going to be in power next? Okay. The problem with this idea of actually continuing through on these passions, these feelings, this hatred we have towards hate speech, is once you give the power up, once you say to the government, you know what? Yeah, you should ban these people. You should shut these people up. The power, whoever is the leader, is not always constant, guys. It's fluctuating, right? And I heard Ira Glasser use the example, right? In this case, right? When you finally have this power to ban the people that you consider hateful. It's like having a gas, right? A poisonous gas. And you're right there pointing this canister at your enemy. And the green light that you get to shut these people up is you shooting that canister of gas. Fantastic. The wind's going perfectly. All right, we're going to take them out. The problem is that the political winds shift frequently. All right. And next thing you know, if you're a Democrat that wants to shut up Republicans, next thing you know, the Republicans are in power. And before you know it, your voice is completely silent because your hate, your emotions led you to think that this was the move, that we should shut people up. All right. But power is not stable. Perspective is not stable. And once the political winds shift, next thing you know, you're the one who can't speak up. You're the one who's being silenced. So this is why it's important for everyone to be able to open their mouths and say whatever BS they want to at any given time. And that's why the social media crap drama going on with Trump and the suppression of these accounts is very dangerous, guys. It's very dangerous, and it's not something that should be taken lightly. You know, it's very, very easy, and it's we're all very quick to want to silence the people that object to us because it's challenging. It gets you pissed off. But like I said, guys, everyone wants to ban hate speech until you're the one accused of hate speech. But in your mind, no, it's not hate speech. I'm just proving I'm right. But I'm right. This isn't hate speech. I'm right. You are being... See, this is the issue, guys. It's all perspective. Right? This is why in the Constitution we have the freedom of speech. This is why this is so important to preserve. The problem is speech has branched into a whole new realm. This realm of social media. And how do we control it? How do we control it? Do we give it to governments? Do we say, you know what? You guys running Twitter, Facebook, all of you, we are giving the power to the government because you guys aren't doing it right. Is this the move? I don't know, guys. I don't know. And it's a huge debate right now. No one really knows. We have people on both sides of the aisle. What's the move? How do we navigate this? Because the fact that one of the most powerful people in the world just got literally silenced, got their speech removed, it puts a really big kink into things. Especially consider that you could argue that he was inciting riots. He was inciting violence. You have the freedom of speech until your speech becomes more than just words and opinions. Right? If you have the freedom of speech until you are commanding people to go attack, harm people, then that's no longer protected. So when do we cross this line? Did Donald Trump cross this line? Was he just speaking from his mind and as a result people stormed the White House? Or did he directly incite the storming of the insurgents of the White House? And that's really the case right now with how we're going to proceed. Is Donald Trump going to get charged for inciting violence? Did he go outside the realm of just simple speech? And does that Constitution actually protect what he said? Or did he take it too far? I guess I don't want to get too deep into this, but this is the intricacy of this conversation. The idea of hate speech, the idea of freedom of speech, and how it is so relevant today with social media, and how important social media is, and how easy it is for freedoms to get taken away because there's not a lot of rules in it right now. We have no idea. We're like humans that first discovered fire. We have no idea how to fucking work it, how to weaponize it, how to control it. Right? That's what social media is right now. We're very, very juvenile on this. Keep in mind that my generation, our generation, most of us listening here are younger, is the first generation to grow up with 100% access to social media. 100% access to the internet. Most of us had phones by the time we were fucking 13. And we are the first generation to experience this. As a result, we are all completely tapped in. We all have Twitters, Instagrams, TikToks. And this conversation is going to be huge as we go forward. And I suspect we're going to learn a lot about this stuff. We're going to learn how to control it, learn how to weaponize it, and so on, and get rid of a lot of these negatives right now. My relationship with social media, guys, recently is just complete removal. It is just destructive, guys. It's just destructive. If I ever get back into social media, it will be with the help of someone else. Right now, I just completely use it as a business avenue. If you guys aren't following, you should, at IP Monkeys on Instagram. I also just made a TikTok account where I solely just post episodes or clips from the podcast, the same ones that go on Instagram. I don't scroll. I don't spend any time on these apps. I just want to be in my own world, and I'm tired of the comparative mindset that arises when I am on these apps. It's inevitable for me, and I suspect it's the case for a lot of you guys. It's just a time suck. I don't come out of the experience feeling any better than when I went in. I'm not really getting anything out of these, despite this attitude that I've talked about in the past of wanting to extract value from people I follow, from people I interact with. Don't get me wrong. If you guys DM me, I'll 100% surely respond and have a conversation with you guys, and I have been. But this general idea of scrolling through and seeing what people are up to, I'm just not interested in, guys. I'm too busy. I'm on my own path. I got my shit to figure out. I have decisions I need to make. I need to get everything together. I don't really give a shit what other people are doing. So yeah, I have no idea how we just got onto that tangent, but hell yeah, guys. The social media conversation is very interesting. It gives you the power to communicate to people, to be heard without the need for television or mainstream media and so on. And it's extremely interesting because anybody can get famous with one post, right? You're one post away from being a spokesperson for your opinions in your community, which is quite beautiful. But you got to be careful not to get too wrapped up in this stuff because it can be fairly destructive. And I just don't know how much value there really is in it. So it's all business for me at this point, guys. Oh yeah. And if I ever get back into it, I'm 100% going to have or try to get someone to post, someone to facilitate my presence on the app for me, right? My beautiful imagined scenario in my head is that I have someone that has a photo and says, "Here, I'm going to post this on your Instagram. What would you like the caption to be?" I text them the caption, and then they post it in the app. Because in a perfect world, I never get on. That is where I'm at right now. In a perfect world, I never get on the app because I'm much more happier these last 2-4 weeks when I honestly haven't even logged on to my personal Instagram account, despite the few scenarios where I get DMs and get notifications. So yeah, I'm off it. But it's still interesting to think about, especially in light of President Trump getting, or whatever he was, ex-President Trump getting his account shut off and so on. I think all this is very, very relevant for us. Very, very interesting because we've never seen it before. And in 10, 20 years, we're going to be the leaders, the people that are driving the economy, that are running businesses, that are established in our careers. And we're going to be somewhat the people that are in control. The future is ours, as they would say. Earlier, I talked a little bit about the Instagram Lamborghini guy and my problems with the Scottsdale area. And I think it's important to note, because I've spent so much time on the podcast talking about this decision, this future of my life, the fig tree example, what the next stage is for me. And I think in our last conversation, I came to the decision that I was going to stay in school. I was going to stay in school. I was going to take this PhD offer, sign it, and continue on to get the doctor in front of my name. But as of the last couple months, guys, I think that my journey in education is going to be over in May as of now. My main reason for this is that my current lifestyle is not sustainable, guys. With the graduate stipend you get, it's not enough to support my day-to-day life comfortably. So I'm forced to work evenings, which means that I work all day from 9 a.m. to 4, and then I work from 5 to sometimes 10:30 p.m. at night. And these days end up being 14-hour days. And when I get home, I'm fucking exhausted, right? And this is a huge problem for me because I'm a lot more than my education. Right? I have pursuits. I am extremely passionate about fitness, and I have this podcast that I like to write for. And I have all these things I want to build going into the future. And unfortunately, on these days where I have to work for a sustainable life, for a comfortable life, everything else takes the hit. Everything else takes the hit. And I am by no means complaining. Okay, there are huge benefits that I'm experiencing from these huge work days. Right? It's teaching me a lot about battling through, about staying strong, like all these very cliche terms, but it really is. You know, I'm learning a lot about it. I'm kind of seeing what I'm made of. But as far as committing to 3 more years of school to continue this lifestyle, it is something I'm absolutely not interested in. All right. It's a great experience, but I'm absolutely not interested in doing this for any longer than a year, 6 months, a year. Okay. Along with this, I'm very eager to get my hands in work. Right? I've been in school for 6 fucking years now. Right? I'm an autopilot. College courses are fucking easy for me now. Teaching is super easy for me. I'm not really getting challenged that much in my field, right? It's time, I feel, for me to get out into the workforce and start my fucking career and start getting my hands on with the real world. Right? I want to get out of this ivy tower, these ivy towers that are the university setting, where people just sit in their offices, theorize about the world with no real world experience whatsoever, use large words, and make big claims. I want to get out of this. I'm tired of people using extremely vivid language to flex their knowledge. And for people I'm tired of working with people that are very detached from the real world. Very detached from real world scenarios. So it's time for me to get out there, guys. And I'm almost positive. I haven't made the official conversations happen with my university and my advisor just yet. But I'm almost positive that here in May, after I get my master's, I'm going to be starting a career somewhere. I think it's going to be a strength and conditioning coach position. And this could literally be anywhere in the United States. Anywhere where there's a university, a minor league baseball team, a professional sports team, literally almost every city in the United States, I'm going to be exploring. And as far as where I'm going to be, I have no fucking idea, guys, but it feels so right. About, what would it be? 5-10 weeks ago, I was really battling with this idea. And I brought up the fig tree story, which I thought was a perfect explanation for where I was at in life right now. And this problem I had with deciding on a path to take, deciding on which juicy fig to grab off the tree and bite. And as a result, all the other figs drop. I lose all my other options. It feels so right. And up until now in my life, when I've been in moments like these, where I just feel this is the right move, it's always worked out. I never go against my gut on these big life decisions. And I'm very fortunate to the point now where there's really not a lot of questioning going on. This is the move, and I'm excited for it. And I find myself driven to reach out and talk to people. So this week I talked to Danielle LaFata, the nutritionist for the Phoenix Suns. She connected me with Mr. Cochin, who is the strength and conditioning coach for the Padres organization. So we're making moves, guys, and we're on the right path finally. We're on the right path finally. It would be wrong for me to say that the podcast, my creativity alone, hasn't taken a huge hit from the insane amount of hours I'm putting in. And it doesn't feel good to look at what we're making for the amount we're putting in, for the amount of work I'm doing. It's just not good, guys. I didn't go to school I haven't been in school for 6 years. I haven't been working my ass off in education for 6 years to go work at a restaurant in the evenings, guys. It's a great experience and it's beautiful, but this is not what we've put all this work in for. I'm insanely overqualified, and it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. My lifestyle right now is very demoralizing. There's a huge clash between my aspirations, my dreams, what I get excited for, and what my life looks like. And to be quite honest with you guys, I'm fucking tired of it. So we're going to make some changes. We're going to make some big moves, and there's just absolutely no question about it. I am very, very curious what the future has to hold in the area of social media. And what I mean by this is I'm curious what the next social media app will be. Not for interest in my personal, where am I going to post my pictures and where am I going to send my thoughts, right? What's the next Twitter so I can talk about my political standing? No, I don't give a shit about this. I'm more interested from the business aspect. What's the next social media platform I can use to grow Interplanetary Monkeys? But it's an interesting thing, right? What's the next thing? Quotes. Facebook is home for grandparents and people that take political fights with no political knowledge whatsoever. Instagram is for bikini shots and fitness influencers. And TikTok is for bored children. Okay? None of these platforms serve my podcast well, right? I need something new. I need a new platform. Maybe something a little more professional. What is it going to be? Because it has to be coming. There's always a new one around the corner. We started off with Vine. Vine faded away. What was next after Vine? Instagram? Instagram came. Twitter will probably always be there. After Instagram hit the scenes, then TikTok came. Boom, it blew up. I need that next platform to hit the stage so I can get involved with Interplanetary Monkeys early and hopefully find a reliable platform to grow the podcast a little bit as we go into the future. Something I'm always looking for. What's the next social media app? Something I Google a lot. And we're looking forward to it, guys. I'm always trying to look for new ways to grow the podcast and share the show. So if you guys are in this boat, if you're in a similar position, you want to help grow the pod, you enjoy the show, then feel free, guys, absolutely, to post what episode you're listening to on Instagram, tag me, tag the account, message me on what episodes you enjoyed, so on and so forth. Get the word out there, guys. We just things have been going really well after the holidays for the podcast, and I'm really excited for it. It feels really good, especially considering I felt like the last couple of episodes haven't been the best, personally. I have felt like my creativity has been somewhat dwindled. I've been sapped of mental energy just because life right now is a huge grind with my master's defense coming in May. Working until 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. every fucking night at the end of the week. And yeah, guys, we're just trying to figure we're in what it seems to be the final stretch. These next 6 months, god damn, guys, are they going to be hard for me? Not only do I have my master's defense in May, not only do I have to teach classes early in the week, not only do I have to study and do research on data and extract, but I'm studying for the CSCS. I'm trying to find out career opportunities, trying to figure out where I'm going to move in May, trying to figure out if I need to move. This is fucking boring, so I'm going to stop, but there's a lot. But this is my final test, because once I break through and I get into a stable career, whatever it might be, a 9 to 5 for these next couple years to start my place in the athletic performance section. Things will calm down a little bit, I suspect. Things will calm down a little bit, I suspect. If you guys want to get involved with the podcast, if you have any thoughts on things I said, your own thoughts, if you're like feeling, God damn, Hunter, you're talking about the same shit every week, I want to introduce a new topic. I want you to talk about something new, exciting, relevant for me. Then you guys can call into the IP Monkeys hotline. That is 602-892-4371. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, tell me who's listening, and we'll get you guys involved. Absolutely. Always interested. Again, that number is 602-892-4371. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope your guys' weeks have been fantastic. If you haven't tuned in for a while, welcome back. Things have been interesting. Things have been a little down, but onward. This isn't a short-term thing, guys. This is a lot like the stock market for me, right? This is a lot like the stock market for me. Week to week changes don't really make much of a difference. And we're looking at long term, 1, 2, 5, 8 years. Last night I was laying in bed, and for whatever reason I settled on the marker of 12 years. After 12 years of Interplanetary Monkeys, if I'm not feeling it, if things haven't looked up, if things haven't come around, at that point, after 12 years, I would be possibly ready to let it go and put a rest to it, but no sooner. And that's just some arbitrary number. And I suspect that if I do this for 12 years, there's no way I'm probably going to stop at 13, right? If you've put that much time into something, why not continue forward, guys? Bottom line, I enjoy the fuck out of this. If tomorrow all the downloads disappeared and all the listeners disappeared, I would still enjoy doing it. Right. I do this shit anyway, regardless if I'm on the mic or not. So it's beautiful and I enjoy it. All right. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. That's it for this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. Have a good week next week, and you bet you'll hear from me next Monday. Peace, peace.